This is my first build of a vintage scale glider. I had been searching for a suitable kit for some time, and came across this model when a group of friends had gathered for some coastal soaring at the Llyn Peninsula in North Wales. The kit was a real beauty, and so there could be 3 more babies flying when we next meet up. I figured that a view of the completed naked model might be of help to any prospective builders who were thinking of taking the plunge. So let's take a quick tour. What you can see here is mostly the standard kit, but I have made a couple of minor modifications. These are based on ideas that I have myself from friends and also that I've taken from other build logs. The hatch has been made as per the instructions by sheeting the front end and then cutting free. There is bottom sheeting on the hatch, and that will limit the scope for cockpit detailing, but that won't spoil the appearance in the air. In the front compartment, I've put a 2S life pack on the front bulkhead. I've also added an extra deck to carry a tow release servo and for fixing ballast. I've used a carbon tube for elevator pushrod, which needed an access hole through the front bulkhead. And I've also added a support in the midpoint of the fuselage to avoid any flex. For the nose block, I made a ply template to help with the final shaping. I also hollowed out some of the balsa to allow me to get some lead in there, and that will help with final balancing. Wing struts are made by laminating pine around a steel rod. The pine needs a lot of sanding, so thank goodness for permagrit. In future, I think I would use hard balsa here instead of pine. I've fitted Krick air brakes, but other proprietary brands might be cheaper. The air brakes will be capped after I've covered the model. The technique needed to shape the pine frame for the wingtip was new to me. I followed the instructions and it seems to have worked well. The Grunau baby kit from Krick has been around a long time. The plan and instructions suggest that Bowden cables should be used to drive the ailerons, but quite a lot has changed since this kit came out, and there are better ways of doing this. I made some servo wells in the wings so that the ailerons can be driven directly. The servos will be fitted after the wing has been covered. The tail, elevator and rudder come as something of light relief after the work on the fuselage and wings. In some ways, it might be better to start with these items as a warm-up piece. The tail also has brass support struts, but I've left them off at this stage. I've also left the fixing bolts off. These ports at the rear of the fuselage will give some access for connecting the elevator horn to the pushrod clevis. So that's a quick tour of the naked model. I'm planning to cover my baby in natural Solatex. Hopefully, part 2 is to follow if I make a reasonable job of the covering. Bye for now.